If you have the data and you can measure it, you can measure the impact of your decisions.
There used to be a perceived friction between sustainability and profitability, or at least the assumption that they don't quite complement each other. Do you think that that's still the case in some organizations or in yours?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's perceived. I think it's reality, isn't it? If you're being honest. I think I always start from the place of everybody wants to do the best thing they can possibly do, and get the best outcome they possibly can. So I think, doing the right thing for the environment makes absolute sense, doesn't it? Where you can. So I think we always start from a good place. That the commercial reality is that sometimes that's easier to achieve on some topics than it is on others. We ship product from all over the world. Are we going to solve how we ship those products and get to a carbon neutral shipping fleet of cargo vessels? Probably not. From a DFS point of view, we will have that level of input or sway. But commercially, are we willing and prepared to pay more to achieve that? I think that has to be taken in the overall context of the business and profitability. That's a massive sectorial challenge that exists. But for instance, if we go closer to home and technology, you could kind of go, as we move to the cloud and we had a choice of data centers, then do we choose the data center that's already carbon neutral and using, renewable energy at 100%? If the costs aren't any different, why wouldn't you? So I think where you can make decisions that are environmentally sound, of course you can. I think in our world, clearly product is a big thing. And we are a market leader in the UK. So therefore we should be investing our time and energy in how do we make those products as sustainable as possible, either where we source them from or the materials we use or whatever they might be. But that'll take a number of years as a journey. And there where we can, we'll make decisions on the rest of our business where we can make environmental decisions that are commercially sensible. We will, and try to achieve the targets that we set out to achieve. That's what we're here for. So I think there is a commercial reality. There's no way to get away from that. But I don't think we should hide behind that. I just think we have to be conscious of do what we can where we can and strive to make the difference in the business that you is your primary focus. And for ours in retail, it's got to be about the product. We can influence some others, but it's about the product.
Are there any particular sustainability initiatives where maybe an increased or better use of data, for example, has had a major impact for you?
Yeah, I guess data is a fundamental part to play in lots of things across the business, ESG included. So, whether it's the baseline of all your carbon emissions and all those types of things, clearly. I think from a product point of view, on some of the new product initiatives that we've done, whether it's grand designs or along with some of the other partners, the data that allows us to understand what products and what demographic really suit the price points that it might be at, or, the certain style of furniture, that whether it's a corner sofa, whether it's motion, those types of things. I think using data to inform the decisions has always been important, whether it's ESG or other topics.
Yes.
I think, as always, we've made good progress on those types of things, but there's always more to be done. I think sustainability, the more data we have with regards how what we do and the choices we make impacts our carbon status, then it helps you make different decisions. And that's like it for data on any topic, isn't it? If you have the data and you can measure it, you can measure the impact of your decisions. So yeah, I definitely think it's got a part to play, not the only part to play. And, it's about insight rather than just the data and about how you can make a difference.